Shawnee, welcome back. So we are in the office. I'm about to do my makeup. I've already put moisturizer on. I used the Honey Halo moisturizer from Pharmacy, and then I primed my eyes with the NARS. This is just a little mini concealer, and I'm going to use the Beauty Bay Nude Matte palette. Excuse me. This is like the between a yawn and a burp. The yawn came out though. I have a new person today, and usually when I have new people, I try to keep the makeup just, once we hit session 2, then all the colors come out. So while I do my makeup, as Jan said, I, of course, am going to talk to you about some news that I happened upon. Nothing's really too exciting lately. I mean, because I think the, serious news is taking us all out. But, I like to keep it a little light. And I'm hoping that you're actually minding the more serious news and knowing what's going on in our world. If not, I could tell you. But, I always like to get people a little riled up. So let's start with what's going on in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So Arnold and Judy, that's their names for sure. Their last name starts with a G. Gauchpin, I don't know, but it's for real, Arnold and Judy. They are the the parental guardians of their grandchild, their granddaughter. So their granddaughter is in high school, still a little young child. And the high school is called Volcano Vista High School. Now, John, why do I keep calling this man John? Arnold, if he were here, he'd be like, dude, Arnold, and I think I'm gonna go, I might just use this row here plus the black. Arnold and Judy are suing the Albuquerque school district, the high school, Volcano Vista, and one of the teachers. The teacher's name is Lovietta Mitchell. So what did Miss Mitchell do, right? Miss Mitchell, she had an event in her classroom that ended up with some of the students being hurt and Arnold and Judy's child being seriously hurt. I don't even know how this happened. So the school explained it as, what did they call it? I wrote it down. What did they call it? Oh, okay. The school said that it was a lesson on metal and melding. Now, I never took a class like that in high school, so if you did, you're going to have to let me know if this seems like something that fits on, that is on par with what you would teach. So, Loviata, she brought katana swords, and is it rapier style swords? Rapier? Katana. She brought swords to the school for her class on metal and melding. And she had the students rearrange their desks in a circle, and she paired students up. What she did was she paired these students up, and she had them duel. You heard me. Take the glove, slap you in the face, then duel. I don't think they slapped each other in the face with a glove. So the students paired off and had to do a 2-minute duel. Now, Arnold and Judy's granddaughter, got hurt. When she got hurt, the teacher literally said, "I'm in trouble now," and asked all the students who were recording, because that's what you do now, you record everything, asked them to delete any videos they had of said sword fight. Is it parring? What is it? I never did fencing. I know it's like 2 up, 2 back. You know what I mean? So of course, because this student was hurt, they had to do something about it, right? So they didn't call 911 immediately while this girl had like slashes on her hand. She went to like the school nurse or the health assistant, and that was the point where 911 was called. And I believe Arnold and Judy were called at that point as well. Now, the injuries, this student has had to have operations, has had to also go through physical therapy, and has had to go through mental health treatment because she's like traumatized from being slashed with a sword by a classmate in a class on metal and melding. How many of you would approve this? Because it doesn't seem like parents or anyone were informed that this was going to happen. So now, Miss Ma'am, the student, she has challenges with pressing buttons. She also has trouble like fastening zippers, and she has issues like preparing like food and snacks and such. Not to mention the mental health part. She's had some nerves surgically repaired, but that it hasn't completely repaired everything. And like some of her nerves and tendons, she still has difficulty with. So Arnold and Judy decided that they are going to sue, which I think they should. So they're suing the, school board, they're suing the school, the high school, and they are suing the teacher. Now, apparently the teacher was fired, but they don't necessarily say why. I wonder why. I wonder why Loviato was fired. And so the school has to do like a report on the incident. And one of the questions on the report was, did the injury violate school policy or school rules? And you know the answer they gave? They said no. So you are to tell me that a student gets slashed up in a class, y'all don't even call the parents nor 911 for an ambulance or something, but you're like, oh, but this totes didn't violate any of the school rules. So there's no rule that says, there's no rule. I mean, I would think the rule would be common sense. Maybe there's no specific rule that says you can't have a sword fight in your class. Maybe. I would imagine, because nobody actually thinks that anyone is going to be so dumb to have these kids at least 14, at most 17, right? Average. I'm also like, nobody saw Loviata walking into school and the class with katanas. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw it. Girl, I'm just... Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw Miss Mitchell walking from her car with literal katanas. Like those, if I know correctly, those are some big ass swords. Okay? They're not just like little paring knives. They're like big swords. So nobody was like, huh, that's kind of weird. Like, what you doing? What you doing, girlfriend? What's happening? Nobody thought to even ask. Okay. And it seems like the students, like if you're a student, you probably don't feel like you have the right to say, hey, Miss Mitchell, I don't want to do this. And I understand trying to have some like lessons that are engaging, you know, that students can like really feel like they're learning something. But I don't, what does this have to do with metal and melding? Like, you're having them duel. I could see if you had them like, no, I couldn't. I was gonna say I could see if you had them getting like a blowtorch and melting something, but that's probably not good either. Like, I think that she should have just had a lecture. Yeah, I think she should have just had a lecture and not worried about a demonstration. How do you grade that? How do you grade it? Like, whoever sustains the least amount of injury? I just don't quite understand. I don't understand. How do you grade that? She knew something was wrong because she said, I'm in trouble now. Yes, bitch, you are. That could have gone even worse. It's already bad because homegirl had to have operations on her nerves and tendons. Me and Miss Mitchell, you know what I would do? Drop everything. But after I would do that, I would get me a katana, and me and Miss Mitchell would fight. We'd have our own little duel because obviously, like, you want to start something and you can't. I would fight her with a sword. I would be like, come on now, Miss Mitchell, 2 minutes, me and you, girlfriend. We about to do 2 minutes. And I hope you come out of this with all your limbs because I'm going to win, okay? I know you not up here having my child over here dueling like she's a knight. You and I get it, okay? Teachers are stressed. Teachers are trying to find ways to teach these children, especially the ones that have had to like endure school while, you know, during the pandemic. But how did her like lesson plan not have to be approved or something? Didn't nobody like really like, oh, no, like teachers are going insane. Teachers are going insane, but she knew she did something. She finally knew she did something wrong when the student got hurt, and she's like, oh, I'm in trouble now, and hey, delete them videos real quick. Delete the video. You think those kids are gonna delete that video? No, they are not. They are not. Okay? They probably were live streaming it. And the only moment she figured this was maybe not okay was because this girl got her hand slashed up. She got in a sword fight at school. I know they better award these people some money. And the school had the nerve to be like, this doesn't violate rules. What? They're probably going off of like, this is literally not in the handbook, but there's got to be some rule about engaging in something that can potentially cause serious harm. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just like, that's real stupid. That's real stupid. That's real stupid. I don't know any instance in which this would be okay. Now, if there was a letter sent home to the parents to be like, hey, do you want your kids to like participate in this sword fight? Just like this other school was sending stuff home asking people if they were okay with their kids learn about Black history. So we could do that, but we can't send something home asking, is it okay if your kid is in a sword fight? Like, is there anyone you want them to be paired up with? Can you make sure they come in like full fencing gear? What is going on at these schools? What is happening, y'all? Because do you know? Tell me what's going on at these schools with your kids. Because no, I would legit go to the school board meeting and challenge Miss Loviata Mitchell to a duel. You want to fight somebody, Loviata? Fight me. How about that? Fight me. Like, this just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. What? Jesus Christ. It should have been a lesson in decision making. And like, this is how you don't do it. What if that child had died? What if somebody had poked her right in the chest and it hit like some major arteries? Did she just like Google how to manage a sword fight in a classroom of 9th graders? I don't know if they're 9th grade, but that she might be the dumbest of all. Girl, I don't know that you're gonna get a good reference from this school if you're trying to teach at a different one. Like, could you imagine, like, oh yeah, can I get some references? And they're like, child, this one was over here having these kids in a sword fight. I don't know if you really want to hire her. Like, that's kind of something I would want to know, right? I hope they win. I hope they win their lawsuit against these fools. The best part is the school is like, it did not violate rules. Oh my God. But listen, here's some other people who violated some rules. The U.S. women's cycling team, apparently, like, they were preparing for a race, and you're supposed to have 5 riders, right? I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Now, for some reason, they only have 4. I don't know if the 5th woman was like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't feel like riding bikes. I don't know if that's what she was thinking. But you can't participate if you don't have 5. So you know what they did? One of the, like, mechanics team members was a lady, and they were like, hey, put this uniform on real quick. Like, you're not gonna have to ride. You're not gonna have to ride. We just need you to be at the starting line, and we need you to be at the finish line. I don't know how somebody found out that this lady was not part of the team in that way. Like, she was part of the team, part of the maintenance team, but she wasn't part of the team that actually gets on the bike and rides. I don't know how somebody found out, but they sure did. Because I would probably be like, I don't know how to ride this bike like that. Y'all asking too much, okay? You are asking too much. And the sports director was like, don't tell nobody, okay? Don't tell nobody. This is how we gonna get away with it. Because Jane decided she don't want to be on the team no more. So, homegirl had on some riding clothes and a face mask. And you're supposed to sign in as one of the writers. That's like me talking about, let me just put this on real quick. Girl, you don't even have the right shoes. Where's your bike? Where's your bike? But they've been like fined and suspended for a little bit for perpetuating fraud. And the team is like, this was just a one-time thing by a rogue director. I bet he has done it before. You know what though? He didn't want to forfeit. I get it. You don't want to forfeit. I bet you one of the writers, either homegirl didn't look appropriate in the stuff, or one of the writers said something like, hey, just so you know, the fifth one over there in like the ball cap and the face mask, and she has on boots. She's not with us. She's not one of the writers. I cannot even. I cannot. I'd be really if I was that person they asked, I don't know if I would do it. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm a mechanic, okay? This was not part of this wasn't part of the job description that I would just stand in. What are they gonna have her standing in the photo too? What if they won? What if they won? And she just gonna pop up in her boots and the uniform. How they know it was gonna fit? People are doing anything these days. Just straight up lying, fraud. But none of these people took it as far as this one lady. I'm gonna use, do people use these anymore? In Eaton, Indiana, this couple was buying a house. All right, they had a realtor, they were going to showings, different things like that. But it seems like they're a married couple. It seems like the wife was the one that was doing most of the stuff, seemingly. And they pull up to the house with a U-Haul. You know, when you see U-Hauls and people are moving in, and, you know, you go out and say hi to the new neighbors and yada yada. But Courtney L. Davis, she's 32, and her husband, they were moving in. You know, he's bringing in boxes. She's like, put it over there, babe. And the neighbors call the sellers, and they're like, did you sell your house? Because somebody's up in here moving into it. We didn't know you guys had sold it or whatever. And so the po-po come, and the sellers are like, the sale didn't go through because like their check, the payment and the paperwork, we figured out was fraudulent. So the sale didn't go through. You want to know how Courtney managed this? Courtney, she went on to Google, I assume. She went on to Google and she took some screenshots of some paperwork. Because, you know, you can get anything on Google. She took some screenshots saying, like, this is my house, right? And not only that, the realtor noticed that there were some grammatical errors on the forms. Now, what Courtney did was she broke into the house through a window, and she like unlocked all the doors. Once she did that, she went ahead and smashed the lockbox. You know, if you've gone to purchase a house, they have the lockbox where there's the key that the realtor can get, or, you know, there's a code. She smashed the lockbox and she just set everything up for them to move in. And this is where I tell couples the things that often many couples struggle with: communication, money, and sex. It's usually one, two, or all three. I don't know the husband's name, but apparently he was not in this process of purchasing this home, because he pops up ready to move in, and once the police come, he's like, what? This isn't our house? But she had screenshots of the paperwork. Sir. Sir. Not only that, the truck that the husband was driving, you know, I guess with like some of the moving things, it was stolen. He apparently didn't know that either. And the reason the husband was driving it and the wife wasn't was because it was a stick shift, and she don't know how to drive a stick. I don't either, so, you know, no judgment on that court. So now, homegirl is being charged with possession of stolen property, fraud, criminal mischief, burglary, residential entry, obstruction of justice, and false informing. The husband, who supposedly didn't know nothing about this, he has been charged with residential entry and possession of stolen property. When I tell you, I will be so pissed if my partner did something like that. You got us up here in somebody's house and it ain't even ours. Where's the check that we wrote? Where's the check at? I don't know that he didn't know. Did you not notice that the lockbox was broken? And that the window to the, like, washroom was broken in? You didn't see no paperwork. You didn't sign nothing. You didn't see on there that it said Google. Like, you weren't even involved in the actual sale of the house. Is this the one y'all even went and looked at? Like, I just have so many questions for him. Sir, you for real didn't know. Because I feel like oftentimes it's the other way around, where the, like, wife is okey-doked. How long was Courtney going to do this? How long did she think this was going to last? But the husband probably wouldn't even find, he's just over here thinking that the mortgage is being paid. Oh my God, Courtney really thought that they weren't gonna find this out. She was gonna live in that house, girl, until she sold it. All right, so this is just real chill look. Here we go. Gotta go therapize people, but hopefully some of this was helpful. I also hope that you're taking care of yourself. I hope that you're getting enough sleep, because I'm not. I would love it if you liked the video. I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.